Hi, how are you? How was your week? It was the first week of school for the most part, and everybody's back at school, work, and getting back into a normal routine. We're going to be changing seasons in a couple of weeks. Life goes on, right? We keep going. The seasons keep coming and going. So that's kind of what I was thinking about. Because what happened this week was, it's been 3 months since my daughter passed away. And we've been marking the time. And I was thinking, why? Why do we mark the day? It's not even a year, it's 3 months. So why are we doing this? Because sometimes it hurts. So I started thinking about time in general, and I thought, let me see what the Bible says, because the Bible doesn't really say much about the anniversary of death, but they talk about time. And we've talked about it before, like Ecclesiastes, one of my favorites. This one is chapter 3, verse 8. There is a time to love, and a time to hate, a time for war, and a time for peace. There's a time for tears, a time for laughter, a time to remember. And Psalm 90, verse 12, teaches how short our lives really are, so that we may be wise. And Ephesians 5, 15 through 17. So be very careful, how do you live? Do not live like those who are not wise. Live wisely. I mean, you should use every chance you have for doing good. Don't be foolish with your lives, but learn what the Lord wants you to do. So it kind of leads me into remembering Carl, and that she kind of did that. She lived her life as if it was going to be short. She took care of other people. She made them feel better. So we need to remember. We need to remember, and it hurts. But every month, she becomes the most important thing for that day. We remember her, we celebrate her. And it doesn't have to be a big, huge thing. It could just be in your head. It could just be when you're walking and you're talking to yourself. It's not going to be easy. And that first year is not going to be easy. So I kind of looked up what we can do to mark that day, to remember her, but also to celebrate who she was. And there was a couple of things. You can visit where some of her ashes are spread, like the Poconos or Disney, or Disney, that'd be cool. It says try journaling. Journaling means you write things down, right? My version of journaling is talking about it, and not just talking about it, but being able to keep what we've talked about so that we can go back and look and see where we were at this time. We could do something they loved. Lisa and I do that. And Craig, we try to do things that they loved. Craig does it all the time. Goes to places that she loved to do. Brings Scarlett so she can have the experience that her mom had. It says, embrace any anger you may feel. Okay, you can embrace it, but let go of some of it after a while. And spend time with your family and friends. Those things are ways to get through the pain. But how cool is it to be able to remember what an incredible person that she was? You guys have your own stuff. You have your own things that are hard to go through. Kenny sold his truck recently. He loved this truck. It was old. He could work on it. It was a stick shift. It was fun to drive. And he sold it. And he sold it to the kid up the street. But what happened was, this kid wants to know how to work on this truck. He wants to know, he wants to be part of the history of this truck, to learn how it works, to learn how to work on vehicles. And he comes over, and Kenny helps him. It's a way of celebrating. It's a way of remembering something that you've lost and bringing it back. I don't know if that makes sense. If you've lost a friend, whether they moved or passed away or you had a big fight, sometimes you just need to sit down and remember what you did together. If you've lost a loved one, you go to the places that you were together. You bake the cookies that they really liked, or the ones that they baked for you that you really liked. Remembering is important. And the reason I know this is because when Jesus was going up to heaven, and they knew they weren't going to see him anymore, he said to his friends, when you eat your bread, when you eat, remember what I've done for you. Remember that I died for you. When you drink, you remember I bled for you. You remember me. It's important. It's important to remember. It's important to celebrate the positive, to remember the love and bring it back. And it's important to understand that there's going to be some negative stuff, anger and sadness and fear. So you go through those emotions and you keep going. I don't know. I guess the reason that we mark the days, the anniversaries, because I'm so afraid of losing those memories, it brings them back and makes them strong again until next month. So it's important for me. It's important for me to be able to talk about her, to remember her. These videos, they really help. And I appreciate you listening. There's a song by Ed Sheeran, Visiting Hours. I wish that heaven had visiting hours, so I could show up and bring the news that she's getting older, and I wish you'd met her. The things that she'll learn from me, I got them all from you. Can I just stay a while? And we'll put all the world to rights. The little ones will grow, and I'll still drink your favorite wine, and soon they're going to close, but I'll see you another day. So much has changed since you've been away. I wish that heaven had visiting hours so I could just swing by and ask your advice. What would you do in my situation? I haven't a clue how I'd even raise them. What would you do? Because you always do what's right. Can we just talk a while? Until my worries disappear. I tell you that I'm afraid of turning out a failure, and you would say, remember that the answer's in the love that we create. So much has changed since you went away. Since you've been away. I wish that heaven had visiting hours and I would ask them if I could take you home. But I know what they'd say, it's for the best, so I will live life the way you taught me and make it on my own, and I will close the door, but I will open up my heart, and everyone I love will know exactly who you are. Because this is not goodbye. It is just until we meet again. So much has changed since you've been away. We need to keep Colleen here. We need to keep her in our memory, in our lives. We need to keep her in Scarlett's memory. You need to keep your loved ones close to you. Pictures, anniversaries, videos, things that they used that you keep. Not everything, but what's important. I need to do all of that. And I'm going to do that. And I'm going to keep her alive for Scarlett. I'm going to keep her alive for us, for me and Kenny and Lisa, Kevin and Emily. We do what we can because she was so strong, so much a part of our lives. She will continue to be. Your loved ones will continue to be. So keep them there. Keep them in your life. And remember, and you could do it every month or every year, whatever works. Have a good week. I love you. Miss you a lot, but we'll be together soon. Take care.